In 1976, there was what is called Western Nigerian Marketing Board, which was particularly promoting cocoa farmers. This marketing board was abolished. Let me tell you one beautiful thing this marketing board did. You see, around cocoa farmers here, under the regional government we had, Awolowo ma fún wọn ní farm implements, ó ma fún wọn ní seedlings, ó ma kó tractor fún wọn, ó ma kó oríṣiríṣi fún wọn, ó tún fún wọn ní ilé ọ̀fẹ́. Gbogbo oúnjẹ tí Yorùbá ń jẹ pátápátá under regional government, èrú wà tó wà lókè Ògùn, part of Oyo state, nothing ṣe oúnjẹ yẹn. We had farm settlement. Yorùbá ò ever rely lórí Hausa ká tó jẹun. Sórí 1951-52 ni Awolowo ti ń lo wind farm tó ń fi winds generate electricity ní Èrúwà, ibẹ̀ ló kọ́ farm settlement fún Yorùbá fún bitan tó fi ń produce oúnjẹ tí Yorùbá ń jẹ. Gbogbo ẹ̀ la Ọbásanjọ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ Yorùbá. I'm talking about the cocoa marketing board. Nǹkan tí Awolowo ṣe under the cocoa marketing board ni pé sórí ìgbà tí cocoa jẹ́ bóyá bí 15 naira per kilogram ní international market. Awolowo through the cocoa marketing board ó máa ra cocoa yẹn lọ́wọ́ àwọn cocoa farmers wa. Ó fún wọn nílé ọ̀fẹ́, ó fún wọn ní farm implement ọ̀fẹ́, seedling ọ̀fẹ́. Á wá ra cocoa yẹn ní 12 naira. Á wá ta 12 naira yẹn, á wá ta ní international market ní 15 naira. So the Western Nigeria again 3 naira. Àwọn cocoa farmer tó nílé ọ̀fẹ́, tó ní sí farm implement ọ̀fẹ́, wọ́n á gain. Àwọn cocoa farmers yẹn make owó, òun la fi ń túnlẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣe. Nígbà yẹn owó kòkó l'Ọ̀ṣun, owó kòkó l'Oǹdó, owó kòkó l'Èkìtì la fi kọ́ industrial estate s'Èkó, Àpápá, Ìlúpéjú industrial estate, Olúyọ̀lé n'Ìbàdàn industrial estate. Owó kòkó àwọn Yorùbá tó wà l'Èkìtì, tó wà l'Oǹdó, tó wà l'Ọ̀ṣun la fi kọ́. So tí Awolowo bá rí pé price kòkó ti fall ní international market, say from 15 naira to 10 naira, ó máa ìra kòkó yẹn lọ́wọ́ àwọn cocoa farmers wa, ó ì máa rà ní 12 naira. Kò ní rà ní international price because ó fẹ́ jẹ́ kí àwọn cocoa farmer yẹn wà sustainable. Nǹkan tó máa wá ṣe ni pé ó máa wá keep èyí tó ti rà yẹn, ó máa fi sí storage tí international market price kòkó máa fi increase. Nǹkan tí cocoa marketing board ń ṣe nìyẹn. Nǹkan tá yí àwọn àgbẹ̀ wa fi dá nìyẹn. Nǹkan tá fi ní cocoa house nìyẹn. Nǹkan tá fi ní Liberty Stadium nìyẹn. Nǹkan tá fi ní WNTV station nìyẹn. Nǹkan tá fi ṣe free education nìyẹn. Owó kòkó ni Ọbásanjọ́ target ó abolish cocoa marketing board. Ó fẹ́ báyé Yorùbá jẹ́. Ọlọ́run Lédùmarè, Ọlọ́run tó lọ lọ́jọ́ èní, ó máa báyé man yẹn jẹ́ ni. Man yẹn ò ní ṣàǹfààní fúnra ara ẹ̀. Because we had a generation that is study gbogbo báyé Yorùbá ti bàjẹ́, and they fẹ́ change course of history. So this man is the enemy within. I am going to tell you one thing. Tó bá jẹ́ pé Ọbásanjọ́ jẹ́ òyìnbó ni, tó bá jẹ́ pé white American ló wà, tó jẹ́, tó dẹ̀ ń gba America, tó dẹ̀ wà in position of power, tó dẹ̀ ń báyé white Americans jẹ́, àwọn white Americans á ti pa. Wọn ò ní waste time. Tó bá jẹ́ pé Ọbásanjọ́ jẹ́ English ni, tó wà in position of power in England, tó dẹ̀ ń báyé àwọn English jẹ́, believe you me, àwọn English àti pa tipẹ́tipẹ́. Kò ní survive. But nítorí pé àwọn Yorùbá yìí to go, our very very gullible ni máa yẹn ṣe ń survive dè ní. Tó bá jẹ́ pé òyìnbó ni kò ní survive pẹ̀lú gbogbo atrocity tó ṣe fún Yorùbá. So nǹkan tó ṣe fún wa lórí cocoa marketing board nìyẹn, ó bàjẹ́. So wọn ibì kan wà tán ní Ìbàdàn tó ń pè ní Lafian Canning Company lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì kan báyìí tó wà níbi Àpáta Gàngà yẹn. Ibi tán ti ń produce gbogbo juice tá mú nìyẹn in the 50s, 60s. Ọbásanjọ́ báyé gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹ́. Sìmẹ́ǹtì tí Yorùbá ń ṣe ewékòrò, Ọbásanjọ́ ta fáwọn Gàmbàrí. Ó ta fáwọn Gàmbàrí, nǹkan tí Awólọ́wọ̀ ṣe. Wind farm tí wọ́n fi winds tó ti generate electricity la fi ń build the farm settlement wa ní Èrúwà bí mo ṣe sọ. Nígbà tó Ọbásanjọ́ padà wá ní second term tó di civilian president. Nígbà yẹn ló fún contract Andrew Young l'America, Blackman ló fún contract kó wá máa ṣe wind farm. Nǹkan tó Ọbásanjọ́ tí Awólọ́wọ̀ ti ń ṣe láti 1950s. Nǹkan tí Yorùbá fi ń generate electricity láti 1950s. Tó Ọbásanjọ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ wa tó bàjẹ́. Ayé man yẹn ò lè ever dá.
Yorùbá ò ṣe president ṣọmọ. Yorùbá rú Nàìjíríà rí.
Obasanjo ruled for
Obasanjo is an Igbo man.
11 years.
Obasanjo is from Anambra. Ìyá ẹ̀ lọ́mọ Òwu. forget this.
From orílẹ̀ Ògùn.
Bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ abúlé òkò, my brother. Ìyá ẹ̀ lọ́mọ Abẹ́òkúta. Wọ́n ọ̀dẹ̀ san dáórì. Wọ́n kàn kí mọ́lẹ̀ tó ń bá sùn tó ń yọmọ lára ẹni. Wọ́n ọ̀nà lú ẹ̀ náà. Ṣé wọ́n ní ká máa ní nǹkan rere ni? Orí gbogbo eré àjà everything lọ. Ṣèbí Tinubu ló jẹ́ kó popular. Ṣé bó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kò lè kó wa yìí? Ṣé ó ní ká má ṣe yọ ní ká má da company lẹ̀? Register company.
The money is too expensive. We want to do assessment of land. The people are saying everything.
Lọ́ọ̀lù ẹ̀ ṣe ní Kogi ló ti wá. Lọ́ọ̀lù ẹ̀ náà. Go to your own state. Lọ sí ìlú ẹ̀.
It's quite unfortunate, sir.
Again in 1976, Obasanjo, as part of bringing the Hausa Fulani nation at par with the Yoruba nation educationally, he ensured that the University of Ife. Let me tell you one thing about the University of Ife. The language that was designed for education at that school was Yoruba. That was the most beautiful. You see, that was the second university in the entire Africa. The first university, I think, was in Egypt, which was established before Jesus Christ was born. The University of Ibadan was just an annex of University of London, I think. But the first university that was set up within the Yoruba nation, established by the Yoruba people, was the University of Ife. Obasanjo took it over. He centralized the admission process. That university belonged to Yoruba nation. That should be the best university. When you are talking about Oxford University, by the time you mention Harvard University, the next university should be University of Ife. But this horrible man called Obasanjo destroyed that school. He destroyed that school. It should be the pride of the Yoruba nation. The best of Yoruba brain should be going to that school. But that school has been destroyed. Nobody wants to go there. Courtesy of Mr. Obasanjo, he ruined the Yoruba nation. And we will ruin him because we are the generation we have been waiting for. So he took over that. There was a decree under the NUC Reconstituted Decree number 1 of 1976. That was the decree Obasanjo used in taking over that university from us. It centralized the admission process. It destroyed the Yoruba nation. The fabric of our nation, which is education, it destroyed everything. It took over all the teacher training schools, all the secondary school, all the primary school, all the private school in Yoruba land in 1976, and it turned it into federal schools. Completely. It destroyed the education we have had, because that is the only way you can safeguard your own civilization. But it targeted that. It destroyed it. Today, we all know that Yoruba are gullible. How can a Yoruba graduate, you have first degree, a master's degree, some with PhD, they will pick their belongings, head straight to London to go and be washing their toilets, go straight down to America to go and be doing cab driving. Yoruba with education, for that matter. This is what Obasanjo has done to us. This is how Obasanjo has destroyed our nation. So in 1976, again, Mr. Obasanjo nationalized the Liberty Stadium. That was the first stadium in the entire Africa. Liberty Stadium in Ibadan, now Obafemi Awolowo Stadium. Among other things belonging to the government of the Yoruba people, were similarly taken over by the Nigerian authority under Mr. Obasanjo. That belongs to us. Let me remind you. You remember the meeting the Yoruba people had at Ibadan, at Lake Osalami. The Yoruba couldn't even use Liberty Stadium, their own stadium. The stadium that was built with their money. That stadium will have accommodated them, but they have to go and use Adamasingba Stadium. We couldn't even use Liberty Stadium that belongs to us because it has been taken over by the federal government. It was taken over by Obasanjo, who claimed to be Yoruba man. It's not Yoruba man. It's not. So that's why he has always been against the interests and welfare of the Yoruba nation. So we're talking about Buhari today. Everybody is shouting. You will see, I'm going to expose. Under Obasanjo, the Yoruba that were murdered. Under his government, when he was president, how many Fulani has been killed under Mr. Buhari? So you continue to condemn Mr. Buhari, a man that is safeguarding and protecting the interests and welfare of his own people. Kò sí èpètè lè gbé Buhari ṣe ẹ̀yin Yorùbá. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń pera yín pé Southern Unity Southern. Kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ lè sọ ní búburú lórí Buhari tó máa ṣe ẹmọ lára. Ẹni tó ń sin àwọn ọmọ ìlú ẹ̀, ẹni tó ń wá interest àwọn ọmọ ìlú ẹ̀. Orí ẹ̀ pé títí ó tún kọ́lé lu train station. Ó tún gbé láti Nigeria wọ Niger Republic to serve the interest of the Fulani and Hausa in Niger Republic. Ó ń ṣépè fún Èpè ò lè ràn. Àṣàsí ò lè mú Buhari. Ẹ̀yin láyé yín máa bàjẹ́ until you start thinking about Yoruba nation first. That is where we were going to have greatness. And ṣépè fún Buhari. I'm showing you what Obasanjo, a supposedly Yoruba man, has done against the interests of the Yoruba nation. Is Buhari doing the same thing? Buhari is your role model. Is a role model for the Yoruba youth. This is the man you have to think like. He's thinking about his own people first. Mr. Trump is doing the same thing. Theresa May in England is doing the same thing. Every reasonable, responsible political leader across the world are thinking about the interests and welfare of their people first and foremost.
In Nigeria today, if your father is a Yoruba man, you are a Yoruba man. If your father is an Igbo man, you are an Igbo man. Obasanjo's father is an Igbo man.
Are you saying Chief Olusegun Obasanjo is an Igbo man?
He's an Igbo man, yes, he's an Igbo man. Quote me.